Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a great weekend. It's the start of a new week, and our weekend was filled with sorrow and with joy, and that's how it is sometimes. You in this life will get hit with a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. We had someone in the family to pass away, and on Johnny's side of the family, his brother-in-law, and we've had a lot of loss between me and him in the last 3 to 4 years. And I'm believing God for that to just stop for a little bit, and to let us have a season of joy. And I am believing that that's coming. But with that, God can give you peace in the middle of that hurt, in the middle of that storm. He can give you peace that passes all understanding. And so on Saturday, Johnny loves to camp, and I'm not like an avid camper. It's not something that I'll say, oh, let's go do. But he really, really loves it. And this death had hit us hard, especially him. And he had mentioned really wanting to camp several times, and we just our life, our schedule is so busy, which I'm really asking God to slow that down too. But we're really busy, and we just have not had time to do stuff like that. And so we just made a decision, a quick trip, one night. We're going to go camping, and we're just going to let the sorrow, the pain, just kind of just be, just breathe God's creation, God's beauty, the outside air, just being with each other, talking, and just a really needed time. And so that's what we did. Saturday night, we got all packed up, put up the tent. Yes, I stayed in a tent, and camped out for one night. And it was amazing. I loved it. I really did. So anyway, sometimes you just got to do things like that, spontaneous things like that. But I wanted to, come to and encourage you, even though these things hit us, and these hard things, God is still God. He loves us, and He has a big plan for us. We may not understand it, we may not know what it is, but it will eventually be revealed. You just got to stay the course, and you got to stay anchored, and that's what we're talking about today. In my last video about the Bible study we're talking about with Acres of Diamonds, we was talking about being anchored. And one, Jesus is our center. That is our main anchor. We have to be attached to Him. But there are other anchors that we need to drop that will support us as we go through these storms. And there was 4 of them. And the first one we're going to talk about is dropping the anchor of purpose. Now, there are 2 things about purpose that I want you to know. And the first one is in Jeremiah 1:5. Your purpose was made before you were even born. Let's look at that scripture. It says, before I formed thee in the womb, I knew you. God knew us. And before thou comest being born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations. That is powerful. And then second, your purpose was planned without you even saying anything. God already has a reason why you are here on this earth. And He put something in you that you might not even realize in there. And it's unstoppable. As long as you're doing what God has called you and purposed you to do, it's unstoppable. Nothing can stop it. Nothing. And your purpose does not change when you're going through a storm. So you have to focus on that. Focus on what is ahead of you and not what you're going through. And I know that's hard to do. That's why you've got to, really anchor down and praise in the storm, get that worship music going, read scriptures over your life, speak life to that situation. You have got to focus on what's ahead of you. Jesus was able to make it through that horrible Friday afternoon storm on the cross because of what he saw, with his purpose. He knew what would happen on the other side of the crucifixion. He knew that Sunday was coming. When Paul was in that dark place in the storm, we talked about Paul. He was hanging on to that ship for dear life for weeks. The waves just crashing. That's how we feel sometimes. We just, it's like we go through one storm and we're hit with something else, and it's just like them waves are just coming over us, and we almost cannot stay on top of that water. But God reminded him of his purpose. And if you don't know what that is, ask God to reveal that to you. But God reminded Paul of his purpose in Acts 27 and verse 24. He says, do not be afraid, Paul. And that's what he's telling you. And that's what he's telling me. Do not be afraid, Jennifer. You must be brought before Caesar. And indeed, God has granted you all those who sail with you. See, Paul was destined to stand before Caesar in Rome. His purpose was greater than the storm he was going through. And our purpose is greater than what we are going through. So always know there is a divine purpose connected to your life. And don't let the storm that you're going through stop you from fulfilling it. I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. And I pray God breathe on you. I pray God reveal his purpose to you and help you to walk it out. And I just encourage y'all to breathe and just know that you're alive for a purpose, for a reason. You have great things in store. All right, bye-bye.